It had been a sunny fall day. Katie discovered that pine cones have little seeds in them. Orbie learned that even if you rake the leaves into a pile, the wind still likes to play with them. And they both found out that Chance loves to hide in the leaves and jump out at you. Katie and Orbie were busy streamer dancing in the wind. The streamers were getting caught in the trees and the flowers when Mom called them in for lunch. Katie and Orbie didn't realize how hungry they were until they jumped up the front steps, streamers flying. When they'd hung up the streamers, they sauntered into the kitchen. Mom had made macaroni, and it smelled terrific. Katie told her how hungry she was. Mom decided that she would make some sandwiches, too. When she opened up the bread drawer, she realized that she'd have to go down to the freezer to get some more. The two friends started with their macaroni and made yummy sounds as Mom walked down the basement stairs. Just as Orbie was showing Katie a big fat noodle on his spoon, Mom made a strange sound and then said, "Oh, no." The two friends put their spoons down and leapt from their chairs. Something was wrong. Mom heard them on the stairs and shouted to them not to come any further. When they looked at Mom, they could see she was standing in water. Katie wanted to get her boat, and Orbie wanted to build a dam. Mom explained that water outside the house was one thing, but inside the house was quite another. This was not good. Mom sat on the basement stairs and took off her soaking socks. She couldn't believe that such a mess had happened. She needed to call the plumber quickly before it got any worse. As they hurried up the stairs, Katie asked what a plumber was. Orbie thought it was someone who liked plums and wondered why he'd like the flood. But Mom told them that a plumber was a person who was especially trained to work on all the equipment that brought water into and through the house. The plumber said he would be there as soon as possible. Mom and Katie and Orbie sat down and ate lunch so that when the plumber got there, they'd be finished. Both Katie and Orbie had forgotten about being hungry. Soon, a man with a great big tool kit and a tool belt rang the doorbell. Mom thanked him for coming and hurried him down to the basement. The two friends came down too, but in their gumboots. Mom asked them to stay back a bit. Plumber got down on his knees and turned the water main off. The water main allowed the water to come into the house. Right now, they had more than they needed. Then he looked for the problem. While he was looking at all the pipes, Katie and Orbie walked around in the water. Orbie found one of Dad's garden gloves floating away from the shelf. He picked it up and put it on a box. Katie noticed that Mom had hung some clothes to dry. They were getting wet all around the bottom. She called Mom over to move them. As Orbie moved around the room, he found something that was gurgling. The water was spinning around it and making a little whirlpool. Orbie called Mom to come quick. He thought maybe he had found the problem. Mom told Orbie it was the drain. The drain was helping them. It was taking away the water. Katie was glad the drain was working, and so was Orbie. But most of all, so was Mom. She didn't want the water to fill the whole basement. The plumber called her over. He told her he had found the problem. Everybody moved in to see what the problem was. He showed them that one of the big pipes that runs water to the rest of the house had a crack in it and was leaking. The leak was getting worse and worse because there was so much water coming through it. Mom worried that it would be hard to fix, but the plumber said he could do it right away. He went back out to get some supplies from his truck. The two friends asked if they could see inside his truck, and he smiled. Sure they could. Outside, the plumber opened up the back door. There were rows of pipes, some straight, some curly. He also had some strange-looking tools and boxes of all kinds of things. He picked out a pipe that looked like the broken one in the basement. As he closed the door, Orbie burbled that he wondered why he needed so many tools to fix a pipe. Dad only used hammers or saws. As they walked up to the house, the plumber explained that he needed to be ready to fix anything in the house that used water. He asked the friends if they could think of some of the things in the house he could fix. By the time they were going down the basement stairs again, Katie had named the bathtub and the sink. Orbie named the toilet and the shower. The plumber added all the pipes that lead to anything like dishwashers, washing machines, and water heaters. The plumber told him there are pipes that run all the way through the house and go to each place where water is needed. If you could take away the walls of a house, you would see pipes and plumbing fixtures running through it. It would be almost like a skeleton. Water in the basement was going down. It wasn't as deep as it had been. The plumber set right to work changing the broken pipe. He used a great big wrench called a monkey wrench. Orbie tooted. He liked the sound of that very much. Mom and the two friends swept the remaining water toward the drain. It gurgled and sloshed. Finally, the pipe was fixed, and the plumber said goodbye to the family. They spent the rest of the afternoon mopping up the water. Orbie discovered that a mop likes to drink the water up and then spill it out into a bucket. Katie lifted old books out of boxes and placed them on the counter to dry. Mom hung up all kinds of things so they would drip dry. When Dad came home, Mom told him they had been fighting a flood all day. She, Katie, and Orbie had kept the house from sailing away, although it really wouldn't have sailed away. Dad thanked them very much. Mom said she hoped all the other pipes in the house were in good order. It was hard work cleaning up the mess. Dad was sure they were. And do you know that your house is full of pipes too? And all those pipes are busy bringing water to you, just the way they're supposed to. If one breaks, you may need a plumber one day. But I hope that's not for a long, long time.
Did you know? No. Did you know? Did you know? Did you know?
There are lots of cheeses to choose from. Blue cheese is old and moldy. Edam is wrapped in red wax. Swiss cheese is full of holes. Cheddar comes in 2 different colors. Mozzarella is great on pizza, and Limburger is the world's stinkiest cheese.